The story starts with the hope of saving the world from a life-threatening disease. It continues with a vaccine that was tested on Norwegian junior school pupils, but which was never implemented in Norway. And it ends in New Zealand with accusations of medical immorality, allegations that the Norwegian Institute of Public Health has approved a mass experiment on over 1 million children in New Zealand. "18 years ago, Annelise Johnsen helped the Norwegian state try out a new vaccine against meningitis. Since then, she has been ill. The diagnosis: chronic fatigue syndrome.
All joints, all muscles are very painful. The word tired doesn't describe it. It's deeper than being tired or exhausted. It's a feeling of lack of energy. You just can't manage things. I have never been in doubt that the vaccine caused the illness. Never.
180,000 Norwegian junior school pupils were used in the big vaccine trial between 1988 and 1991. The State Institute of Public Health wanted to try out its new vaccine against the meningococcal B bacteria, which killed about 30 people a year in Norway. But they had to find out how good the vaccine was. Through a large-scale recruitment campaign, 13 to 15-year-olds were told that they could make a valuable contribution to society by taking part in the vaccine trial. Jenny Mathilde Ingebrigtsen was one of those who said yes.
I wanted to take part in the vaccine trial because everyone else was going to. That's just how it was when we talked about it at school. And it was a great cause, so of course everyone had to take part.
This was big. When you're 14 and told that you can save lives, this can save your best friend's life, then it's not difficult to understand that the general opinion was that this was good. Something important to do.
In the information brochure about the trial, it said that it is unlikely that there will be any serious complications.
It was presented as completely safe. Completely safe.
And in an information program broadcast on TV, the teenagers were told that a similar vaccine in Cuba had had only insignificant side effects. The assurances are in stark contrast to this document. In this parliamentary proposal, it says black on white that serious side effects cannot be ruled out in the trial. Hanne Nøkleby is head of the department at the Norwegian Institute of Public Health that is responsible for the development and monitoring of the vaccine. She believes the teenagers were well informed about the risks.
They received all the information we were able to give them, but it is clearly more thoroughly described in the proposal to Parliament. That I agree with.
But most people, and especially not 13 to 15-year-olds, do not read parliamentary proposals.
No. It is more thoroughly described, but I can't see that the consequences are actually different in both versions.
You can't see it?
No.
The
wording in the parliamentary proposal is much more precise. It specifies the possibility of serious consequences, whereas in the information given to the children and their parents, this is systematically underemphasized and toned down.
Jan Helge Solbakk is a professor of medical ethics. In 1988, he worked on the ethical aspects of the vaccine trial. He claims the project management knew that statistically, several of the trial participants could be seriously harmed. But the information was withheld.
The information about the possibility for serious harm resulting from the trial was not good enough. In an open meeting, we urged the project management to do this in a better, more informative way. I dare say that had the information been adequate, it would have led to fewer people agreeing to take part in the trial.
On November 1st, 1988, the first injection was given on the largest ever medical trial carried out on Norwegian citizens.
Within a month after the injection, I woke up one morning feeling really sick. After a while, the pain got worse and worse. I thought I was going to die. About 40 minutes later, I was paralyzed from the waist down.
The rare disease, transverse myelitis, put 13-year-old Jenny in a wheelchair.
It was striking that you have a vaccine, and then shortly after, you're lying there.
Jenny Ingebrigtsen was paralyzed from the waist down. She had to learn to walk again. She had to accept that life would never be the same again. After many years of hard exercise, Jenny still has to use crutches when she goes out walking. Annelise Jonsson's life was also changed after she was given the vaccine.
I got so ill that I couldn't take part in the Christmas celebrations. I couldn't sit at the table on Christmas Day and couldn't be there to open the presents. On the following Monday, I went to school again. Even though I wasn't quite well yet, I was well enough to manage a day at school. And before the first class, I got the second shot. And that was the last week I went to school at all.
Annelise and Jenny were two of 512 cases of side effects that were reported during the vaccine trial. 14 were considered serious. 5 school children had various neurological illnesses. In a follow-up trial on 53,000 youngsters, 10 cases were reported to have serious side effects, of which 1 case was a serious neurological illness.
Concern was clearly the strongest impression. Could this be the vaccine? Because these children were seriously ill.
In 30 years as a professor of medicine, Hans Cato Gullberg has taken part in innumerable pharmaceutical trials. During the vaccine trial, Gullberg was a member of the Ethical Supervision Committee charged with evaluating the side effects. He was not comfortable with what he observed.
First of all, the reporting of these cases was somewhat haphazard and a bit messy, and the standard of the reports varied a lot, so it wasn't easy to evaluate them. A while after the trial was finished, I came to the conclusion that there were some serious side effects to the vaccine, and the number was relatively high.
So were you concerned?
I was concerned. However, I felt that the project management toned down the danger of the vaccine.